All right, good morning. Today we are going to continue talking about triangle proportionality, especially with our similar triangles. But first, let's practice these proportions. So, proportion is when we have a fraction on each side of the equal sign. We will solve these by cross multiplying, or some of you might know it as the butterfly method. Now, if we multiply here, 6 gets multiplied by that entire thing, so x minus 2, all of that. Okay, that will equal 7 times that entire thing, the x plus 1. Now from here, distribute that 6 in, right? 6x minus 12 equals, distribute the 7 ins, 7x plus 7. And then from here, you will need to solve to do this. Subtract 6x minus 6x. We'll get negative 12 equals x plus 7. Here's where the most common mistake happens. Minus 7, minus 7. Lots of people want to put 5. Or some put negative 5. But if we have negative 12 and negative 7, both of those are negative. It will be more negative. If we're digging a hole, we're 12 feet deep, and then we dig 7 more feet, we are farther into the ground, right? We're negative 19. So that is our answer. Okay, the second one here, same thing. 4 times 3x is 12x, plus 4 times 2 is 8. Then 2 times 2x is 4x, plus 2 times 8 is 16. Subtract that 4x minus the 4x. We get 8x plus 8 equals 16, minus 8, minus 8. 8x would then equal 8. Divide by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. All right, now today we are going to talk about something called the triangle proportionality theorem. And as you can see here, it says, if a line parallel to one side of a triangle intersects the other two sides, then it divides the sides proportionally. So right here, you can see there is that little arrow, and on that one there's a little arrow, the red mark. That tells us these two lines are parallel. Okay, BC and DE are parallel. If that's the case, then AD over DB will be equal to AE over EC. And the converse of this, if you see that that is true, that AD over AB is equal to AE over EC, then we know that DE is parallel to BC. So we want to check, are these parallel? The way we can check is, let's see, is there proportionality? So 3 divided by 4, does that equal 1.5 divided by 2? Let's check. Cross multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 1.5, also 6. So yes, they are proportional, which means yes, they are parallel. And you could say yes, parallel because proportional. So in the same way, on the next one, or kind of the opposite way, I guess I should say, since on the next one we see that they are parallel because of these little red marks, then I want to set the two sides equal to each other as per proportionality statement. So I can put an x there. I can put x over 6. That would have to equal 6 over 9. So we cross multiply and get 9x equals 36. From here, divide by 9, and we get x equals 4. Down here is a little different. We don't follow that proportionality statement, but we will see right here that they are similar. If they are similar, hopefully remember that the sides are proportional, the angles are the same. So P right here is the same as the J. Okay, they're both 35 degrees. So I have an x right here. If I put 28 over x, 28 has to match up with the 42. Okay, meanwhile, the x matches up with the 33. From here, we cross multiply 42x, and then 28 times 33 is 924. We divide by that 42, and we get x equals 22. All right, on to the next one. To see if these are parallel, we have to check for our proportionality. Now, to do that, we need to know what goes right here and here. Some of you might think, well, we don't have a clue, we can't do it. But AD is quite easy to find. We know that AB is 38. That whole thing's 38. So if this whole thing is 38, then I know that this chunk is just 38 minus the 22, 16. So that goes right here. Now the other side will be 40 minus 24. We get 16 right there. So let's set it up and see if it's true. So 16 over 22, does that equal 16 over 24? Now right from the start, I feel like you can see if there's a 16 on top for both of those, hopefully it doesn't make sense that they would be the same, right? We know then that if we cross multiply, they will not be equal. But if you weren't sure, just do 16 times 24. That gives you 384. 16 times 22 gives us 352. We can clearly see they are not equal, so they are not proportional, which means they are not going to be parallel. All right, on to the next one. Down here, we see that PQR is similar to PVW. Find PW. So PW, is right here. That's our X. So I can start, if I do X over 9, that would be right here and here. Now if I do that, I can set that equal to this whole thing over this whole thing. So X will have to be equal on top to the 22. 9 plus 9 gives us 18 there. We can cross multiply. 18x plus 9 times 22 will give us 198. Sorry, not plus 198. 18x equals 198. We'll divide by 18, divide by 18. X equals 11. On the next one, this one's a little more difficult. Okay, on this one, we are trying to find SB right here. So we are trying to find what that is. We'll put our X right there. Now, to set up our proportionality with this similar triangle, we don't know if those lines are parallel, so we can't. I guess actually because it tells us they're similar, we would know that. But instead, right here in this BU gap, we can put 12 minus X because I know that top part's X. I know the whole thing's 12. 12 minus X will tell us what that is. Now from here, if I do 12 minus X over 12, I can then set that equal to 6 over what the whole side is on the bottom. 6 plus 18 is 24. From here, 6 times 12 is 72. 24 times 12 is 288 minus 24x. Okay, minus 288 minus 288. So minus 216 equals negative 24x. Divide by negative 24, divide by negative 24, and we'll get x equals 9. All right, we're almost done. One final question. It says Ben is 5.5 feet tall and casts a shadow, an 11-foot shadow. So let's draw this situation. He is 5.5 feet tall and casts an 11-foot shadow. So 5.5 feet, 11 feet. We know if he's standing up, his shadow will be flat on the ground, so that's forming a right angle. Meanwhile, the sun is somewhere up here coming down, so whatever this angle is, that's the angle from the sun, okay? Now, likewise, Peyton is standing there, and if they're standing beside each other, they'd probably be right beside each other, but if he stands right here and we say he is 6 feet tall, we want to know how far his shadow will be. Now, we know it's still a right angle. We know this angle from the sun is the same. So if there's two angles, they are similar triangles, which means we can find what his shadow length will be by setting a proportionality statement. So 5.5 divided by 11 is going to equal that 6 divided by x. Cross multiply, we'll get 66 equals 5.5x divided by 5.5 divided by 5.5, and x will equal 12. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. There's a Delta Math assignment. Please get it done. If you have questions, please reach out. Talk to you later.